All right, everyone, welcome back. Lisa Briggs from the Briggs Company is here.
Hello.
Answering all your plant and garden questions. The number to call is 608-270-9933. Right now we've got Alexandra from Madison. Alexandra, what is your question for us?
Question is, I saved a lovely pink geranium. I brought it in for the winter, and I'm wondering, when is it safe to put it back out, and are there any special instructions?
Just make sure it gets a ton of sun, Alexandra, and you could put it outside on days like today. You just want to bring it in if the temperatures are going to be below 40 at night. Geraniums are pretty hardy, but we still have ours tucked in the greenhouse because it looks like we're going to get a few more cool nights.
And should I be cutting it down at all? Or
if it's
beautiful green.
Yeah, if you kept it alive and it's not leggy, I wouldn't do anything to it. I just make sure it gets a ton of sun and put it outside on the sort of calm, clement days.
Okay, thank you so much. And it should bloom again, right?
It should, yes, definitely.
All right, thank you so much.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Alexandra. All right, turning it now to Nancy from Lake Mills. What's your question, Nancy?
Hi, Lisa. I wanted to know what I can put on my rhubarb that will kill the grass but not harm the rhubarb. And if that particular product could be for anything else in my garden.
So there are a couple of what we call selective grass killers on the market. There's one called Grass Be Gone, and then there's one called High Yield Grass Killer. And once your rhubarb or asparagus, it's also very popular to use for that, once those are up, that's the one you want to use. You can use it in other places in your garden. It will just kill grass. But the one you want to use when you have edible things is the product by High Yield called Grass Killer, not Grass Be Gone.
So would I be...
Go ahead.
So would I be able to harvest the rhubarb on time, or do I have to wait a certain amount of days after putting that on?
There's probably a re-entry period, but once it gets past that, it's safe. So just read the package instructions.
All right, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, now we've got Diane. Diane, what's your question for us?
Yes, I'd like to know, I'm doing some landscaping. Well, I'm not. But I'd like to know some bushes that I could put out in front that are easy to take care of, but lots of color. I mean, you know, where most of the year I got have color.
Okay,
Is there such a thing?
Well, Diane, you can certainly use roses, things like the Easy Elegance series or the Knockout roses, which were actually developed in Wisconsin. As long as you deadhead those, they will continue to flower. Shrub roses are not difficult to deal with anymore. They're just a few steps that you have to take if you want them to keep blooming. Other plants that have a long blooming time but aren't necessarily going to bloom for you all summer would be things like potentilla or spirea also will have repeat blooming.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, I think those are our questions right now. Why don't you go and tell us about these beautiful flowers you brought? It feels like it's spring in here, even if it's not outside.
It's Mother's Day week, so we're pretty in pink. So we've got some gaura, these are all annuals, some zins or zinnias, and this lovely rose-looking thing is actually an impatient, so a really good plant for shade.
Okay, all right. Oh, we have another question, looks like. We have Ann from Madison. Ann, what's your question for us? I think we've got Ann. I don't know if I hear Ann. Ann, are you there? No?
I don't hear
All right, we'll check back with you in a minute, Ann.